So I'd like to demonstrate exactly why the Steam Deck custom controllers are absolutely amazing. And a lot of people don't realise how good they are. Guild Wars has just had its most recent update for controller support, which is probably good. I haven't fully flushed it out myself because I've already got my own custom configuration for the Steam Deck that I use. And I just want to show off how good Steam Deck can be when it comes to playing games that were made for the keyboard. And Guild Wars is one of them games that make up, well, it makes use of pretty much the full keyboard. I do, at least. I use even the num keys and everything to map hero flags, and so, you know, pretty much the whole keyboard is utilised. But what Valve have done with controller mappings is unbelievable. So what I've got here is a custom wheel that I've created on the touchpad that can just bring up a little orbital menu. So just click the center, it brings up the inventory, right? Simple stuff. Click up the top, you've got map. So they've all got custom icons on. Minimap, skills, friends, hero panel, quest log, and then the big inventory, F9. So I've just mapped them utility bits to this wheel, which I use all the time. So the other mapping I have is essentially the control and command or alt keys. So when you're out in the battlefields and, well, in the explorable areas, sometimes you just want to see you will want to see what enemies are there. So that's what them two are for. So you can basically just scout out what's on your compass. And then I've got the semicolon key to map to the nearest item, or in this case the item, this is an item basically in the game engine, so it just targets that. But the back buttons I've got as the last 4 skills, and these 4 buttons are the first 4 skills. It just works for me. You can map it whatever way you want to. The directional pads I've mapped to the actual F1 to 4 item sets, so I can increment the item set. So F1, F2, F3, F4. The left button brings up the chat menu, and up and down just zooms in and out. So it's not perfect. You know, if you want to play on Steam Deck, ultimately, like I'd always want to play Guild Wars on the PC for any meaningful session. But for this gives me so much more functionality than I would just a regular gamepad, right? Click in the middle button to just auto run, right? So I've got the full use of the camera, so I can auto run. You know, it's quite responsive, quite like it. You can customize how fast the mouse is, if it's a mouse wheel, the full shebang. So simply I can just hold control, and what I've done, I've mapped this window key here to cycle through them as a tab, and my what is it? R1. I don't know why I had to think then, to target the nearest guy. So let's clear this mob. So that works for me, and I can have full control over who I'm targeting, so I can cycle through them. R1 is the closest enemy. So you could map these to whatever you want, but this is what works for me. It's quite simple. You can make all types of virtual menus. Yeah, you can basically go wild. for example, the hero mappings is what I don't have mapped at the minute. You could potentially map the hero commands to an orbital wheel or a list menu, or a trigger menu. So you can hold down another key and then trigger another menu to open. So you can have the right pad as a multifunctional pad. So you can have it as like a mouse, and then I'll hold down the back button and it turns into a menu, so that I can do the hero flags, which I might actually do at some point. So I'll hold on the back button and then this becomes a menu that I can basically have 1 to 8 heroes controlled.